Right, hello everybody. Hope we're all doing okay. So this first request has come in from All Things Motorized, and he wanted to know how to use Spline Street Constructor. But I have said to him that Spline Street Constructor is very limited, and I actually find using Blender is much easier. So anyway, whilst I've been talking there, I've got map opening up, not opened, and I've also opened up Blender. So when you first come into Blender, once you've downloaded it, just hit A and press the delete button on your keyboard. So you should have nothing in, once that thing's gone away, and nothing in your collection there. So ignore that, that's just something broken. I have an updated version of the map. This is an outdated version of the map. So this here is an example of a road that has been done in Blender. It's all one thing and dead smooth. So what you want to do is fly up. You can increase your navigational speed if you look down here. I'm doing that by up and down on your keypad. What you need to do, some of you may recognize this as important palms, is make sure all of the map is visible. Then you click on the train up here and go File, Export Selection, and change it to wavefront.obj. Right, so then what you do is you save wherever you want to save it. I'm just going to call this terrain 2 because I've already exported one with the terrain. Then it'll say exporting down there, and this may take a while, so I'll come back to when it's finished exporting. Right, so I have exported it, and I've already got it in Blender. I couldn't be bothered to re-import it because I've got all my things I need here. So you can also import an overlay. To be fair, I probably ought to teach you how to do this. So when you start, you'll be like this. Well, let me just teach you how to show you how to get your training. So you go File, Import, if you can, and wavefront.obj. And you find train 2, you'd import it. I'm not going to import it because it takes ages and I've already got one in here. So once that's loaded up, you need to go Add, Mesh, and then Plane. And it'll end up with something like this. And then you use S on your keyboard and drag it and scale it up. And then you shift if you want to get sort of a finer measurement until you've got it the same size as your terrain. Then what you need to do, go down to this one here, Material Properties. This won't be here. Neither will that. It will be a, not sure what it would be. RGB? I don't know, it'd be something like that. It'd be just your base color. And you basically click on it and find image texture. Then you'd open it up. And that's not what I wanted. You would find somewhere, ignore all this rubbish. Nope, that's seasons. There it is there. Just upload your PDA, and then you need to click on the middle one there, and that'll give you your overlay. Right, so that's that step done. Your next step, you need to go Add, Curve, and then I would go NURBS Curve personally. It will spawn all the way over here. So I would probably say hit Tab, and then hover your mouse over it and hit G. This will then move it to where you want it roughly to be. You zoom in, and you can sort of move it a bit more precisely. And then make sure set your first one, you go up to your road, and then you basically, I'm using G here by the way, to move each of these vertices around. So you click on G, then just move it around, and right click to cancel. And then once you've moved all the 4 it gives you, you then press E on the keyboard and just basically move it with your mouse like that, continually. Just, yeah, pretty simple. I'm going to do a quick one here. Actually, I'll do that there just to sort of give you a demonstration of what happens if you do it long. If you do long ones and if you do short ones. I don't know how long this road goes on for, so I'll just leave it there for a minute. There's all different roads branching off of it. Right, so where I've done this long one here is when you shrink wrap it to your terrain, is it will basically just join these 2 vertices together, which means it will basically plow straight through the terrain, which is difficult and it doesn't follow the terrain, if that makes sense. So what I would do is click on that one, hold shift, and click on the next one, and then right click and subdivide maybe 4 or 5 times, doesn't have to be. You don't want to subdivide it too many times. And then I might do the same here, just subdivide it a couple of times. So just click on your first vertice, click on your second vertice, and then subdivide like that. Right click and then subdivide. So now I've got my my NURBS curve all shaped to the terrain. You hit tab, and then you go to this spanners tab here, which is your modifiers tab. You add a modifier, and then down here it will say shrink wrap. So shrink wrap it, and you basically, you find that, and you shrink wrap the target and set the target to the terrain. So once you've done that, you then go ahead and hit apply. If you hide the plane there by clicking the eye, that's not the plane I want, it's the overlay I want. You should see, you can sort of see where it's sort of plowed straight through the terrain there and there. Again, you can sort of subdivide it, just Control Z until you get your modifier back. There you go. Hit tab and maybe just sort of subdivide where it was. Yeah, there's various ways you can do it. I just found subdividing works best for me. Anyway. Oh yeah, you can't apply in edit mode. So if you're wondering why you can't hit apply, it's because you're in edit mode. So you basically hit tab, then you're out of edit mode, and you press apply. Wrong one. So then I would hide my that and that. Then I'm gonna hide that, and also hide that, and also hide that and that and that. Oh wait, I'll leave that one. Alright, so I've got nothing in here but my NURBS curve. Then, basically, what I would do personally is import a tractor, a machine, or a car, whatever, into Blender. If you don't know how to do this, you go data, you find your datas folder. So for Steam, you'd be wherever your Steam apps is, common FS19 data, vehicles, pick whatever you want, pick case, get a Puma, you open that up, wait for about 2 hours, and then what I would do is click on it, and then delete anything in there you don't need. So you don't need the wheels, you don't need the cameras. Well, you can't delete that. You can delete all that, etc, etc, etc. And you click on that, make sure you click in that bit, file, export selection, same way we did terrain, wavefront OBJ, and then Puma, etc. Anyway, now we go back into Blender. So you then, again, same way, file, import, wavefront OBJ, Puma. It's still exporting, that's why it's giving me that error. It now shouldn't give me that error in theory. Yep, there we go. I didn't delete one of the things, but anyway, not going to use that one anyway. So you then go into overhead view, add mesh, and then I would go plane again. And then it depends on how wide you want your road to be. I'm going to say I want it to be a double lane road. So I've just done that by hitting S there. So another way you can do is Shift A, mesh, plane, then hit S, scale it up, just leave that as a single lane road for a minute. So you've got your plane there. You hit tab, then you hit 2, which gives you your edges select mode. And I would select both again by holding shift. And then you do E to extrude, and then press Z, and it extrudes it along the Z axis like that. If you need any, if I'm going too fast and you want me to do this again, whatever, I can do a separate video for you. Just put it in the comments below. Say you just want a little extra help, and say where you want extra help, etc. And I will help where I can. So once you've done that, I'd hit S, and that will scale it, and then I'd hit Y, scale it along the Y axis. I would personally sort of leave it about there, maybe. Now comes the sort of tricky bit. I'm not really sure what to do there. I don't know whether subdividing works, it makes it just a bit smoother, or whether I just leave it like that. Again, I've been experimenting around with it. I'm not really sure what's best. Anyway, we'll just leave it as a simple road model for now. Then you head across to UV editing in your tabs up at the top. I've already got this one. This one's from an FS19 mod texture. And you select your plane and hit 3, and then you can select all of these faces at once, or you just hit A, that selects everything. And you go up to the top and UV and then unwrap. Once you've done that, you then go across and make sure you're in your material editing, add new, base color, image texture, open, textures, road diffuse. Right, now this may look a bit confusing and overwhelming, and it is sort of, it's probably one of the trickiest parts of doing this. In fact, what I might do is leave a link to a Google Drive, whatever, of this road that I've made, just so people can sort of, well, I don't know. You can make your own, you can use mine. I'm going to have an experiment around in the next couple of days and see what I find best. Right, so what I've done there is I've just clicked away here. You click on the top face to begin with, and then make sure you're hovering over the UV editing side. Hit G, and I can't remember this. Hit Y then until it's about central, and then S to sort of scale it down. And again, you can just play around with it. I think that's a pretty good thing, a pretty good place. And then here I would just select your face here again, G, and then Y again. And just leave it like that. Again, there's different road textures you can use, etc, etc, etc. That looks okay, it doesn't look the best, it's nothing special. Again, if you've subdivided, beveled, so to bevel, Control B, select and mount, and then use the scroll wheel, you'd end up with different result again. It doesn't matter if your UVs overlap at all. Not that I'm aware anyway, I'm only a rookie. Again, some might prefer a smoother road finish. I'm probably going to leave it quite sharp. As I said, I'm going to experiment around with road models and textures in the next few days. Anyway, this will do for the purpose of the video. So once you've got that, you hit tab again, get out of edit mode, and then Control and A, and then scale and rotation. Once you've done that, you add a modifier and you add array. This basically, you've got your count here, you can adjust that and it will just add on so and so. You can see probably where we're going with this now. You can do many different ways. You can do fit curve and that will select the right length for your curve. There's many different ways, as I said, you can do it. You could just do fit length and then select your length or whatever. Fit count and select your counts. Fit curve, I think I'm going to use for the purpose of this demonstration. And you add another modifier and you add curve and you select the curve. And sometimes this works, which it has done. So there's no need for me to do what I was going to do. And if you unhide your terrain, you might want to just go over it in GE a little bit and be a little bit fussy. And then you just hit apply and apply. And select your road, file, export, and you can do this as either an FBX or an i3D. It depends if you've got the i3D importer installed. If not, I'll try remember to leave a link to the Vertex Design Discord website and you can get it from there. I'm going to export it as an i3D. I'm going to call this road 2. And then export i3D. Open up your map. I just hit F there, that didn't really work. Find roughly where your road's going to be. It should be this road here. File, import, road 2. There you go. As I said, select your foliage window. Terrain editing, that's what I wanted. There we go, like that. Some of you may think, oh, my road's very shiny. It's basically this here, smoothness. If you set that back to 0, it should become the same texture as the rest of it. Then you just get your terrain editing tool. I would set everything to a fairly low figure. And you just either use a smooth or you can use a mixture of smooth and sort of... I'm probably quite happy with this road. I think it's probably one of the better roads that I've actually textured, so I might just leave a link. If you want to, you can use your own road model, whatever, to that. And anyway, you just got to go around. It doesn't take too many minutes. Most of it is above ground. I've not really found a way around this. Let me know if there is. So yeah, that is simple tutorial, basic, quick and easy on how to do a road. I'm going to send that to Massey and see if he is going to be angry at me or see if I've actually done a decent job. So anyway, as I said, if you do want me to go through this again but slower, let me know. I will be happy to do that. But hopefully this should be easy and quick enough to understand. I'm not really sure. Never really done tutorials before. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll leave a link below for the road model, and I'll see you again, well, whenever the next tutorial is. Goodbye. Hello again, everyone. I did forget something briefly when I was recording last. I remembered today, so I thought I'd better tell you. There's a couple of important things you'll need to know. It's the texture that I have uploaded to this road to a Google Drive. It's the texture you apply here in the albedo map. You might have to move that from this thing I sent you. This one here, road diffuse. Just copy that into their maps and then textures normally, wherever you've got them saved. I've already got that there, so I don't need to bother with that. But if I find it somewhere, road diffuse, there is also there's 2 diffusers, don't know why. There's also a normal, and I thought there was a specular. There might not be a specular. So yeah, just so you know. So to then apply this texture, you click on the 3 dots. The 3 dots again, find the maps, and then textures. Scroll down till you find it, and then road diffuse, like that. And just press the X, and that's applied. You won't see a visual change. Well, you might see a visual change. It depends whether or not you've actually applied the texture in Blender. And then you apply the normal, which is your normal map. Again, along here, till you find the road normal. Now this will ping up on your screen. So you just click OK to that. Then, what I want you to do is go up to Shapes. And you see this one here, Tangents, down the bottom. Click that, and your road will appear again. I think that texture is different to the one. Yeah, you can use the normal, you don't have to. I've just realised the yeah, the normal map doesn't really look the best on this road. So again, if you think that looks good, you can use that. It's up to you. Entirely up to you. And if there was a gloss map, if there was a specular, that will come under your gloss map, but there isn't. Not that I can see anyway. Whilst you're in the shape, you tab up here with the user attributes. If none of this is here for you, by the way, it should all be here, window, and you, sort of everything, prefabs is there, everything. But anyway, whilst you're in the shape one from the attributes, you need to tick cast and receive shadow maps. So this was actually a perfect example. If I remove the receive shadow map, it doesn't have a shadow from this junction here. Put that there, and look. So yeah, those two are very important. And the other important thing is this thing doesn't have a collision at the moment, so you'll be able to drive straight through the road, which won't be very good. So you just need to tick rigid body and make sure it's static and all that. I haven't, it might be so I might correct me on this, but that is it. I personally prefer it without the normal, but some of you might prefer it with. It's entirely up to you. I need to redo this road anyway because it was only a demonstration road. I might also record me doing the junction here. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get the junction to work, but we shall give it a go. So, thank you for watching again, and I shall see you again in another tutorial. Goodbye.